name's Mandy and this is my channel Make It So. So it's Tuesday again already and it is now New Year's Eve. I can't believe it's already been a week since I last did a vlog. Where has the time gone? Has anyone else felt like that? That Christmas is a bit of a blur already and you just feel like you didn't have enough time to fit everything in? I know I do. But anyway, I've managed to do a few things I've been planning to do and also a lot I never got round to doing. But there's always next year, isn't there? So first of all, I'll let you know what I've been up to since my last vlog. That was Christmas Eve. And of course we had Christmas Day and I was very fortunate to get some sewing gifts. I'm always asked what I'd like for Christmas, so I always like to feel I'm being a bit extravagant and ask for things that I wouldn't necessarily justify buying myself. So the first thing I got was, you would have seen it in the front page of my vlog, this huge bag, and it's an overlocker bag, and of course it's purple. No surprise there, but this one is from Amazon because I had looked at other ways of getting an overlocker bag and I couldn't find anything at a reasonable price. So this one's quite nice. I think I saw someone on the retreat had one and I was admiring it from afar. But you've got a front pocket where you can put your power cable, and it's also got some separate little see-through bags to put bits and bobs in, and also a little netted zip pocket there as well. And this will make my life so much simpler when I go on sewing retreats, because at the moment I've been using some of the bags for life, and I did find with the weight of my overlocker I tended to break the handles, and also a couple of times it's fallen over in the boot of my car, not because of the way I drive, just how it is when you go round roundabouts sometimes, and I'm really worried that I might damage it if I continue to use that way of transport. So I'm really chuffed with this one, and it will be used very soon, which I'll tell you about at the end of the video. So inside at the moment is not my overlocker because there's no way I could lift this one otherwise, but I put all my other gifts that I got and I thought you might like to see. So let's just open my bag. So one of the things I asked for was this prim seam roll. I've already got the tailor's ham in the same colour from Prim, and I thought it'd be nice to have the matching sleeve roll as well, because sometimes some of the seams of the sleeves are way too narrow for my wide ham, so I thought that would really come in handy. So that was one of my useful gifts. So that was from my husband, I believe, if I remember rightly, and a group of ladies I'm friends with. We used to all work together, and unfortunately we all work in different places now. We get together at least every other month, and we did a Secret Santa this year, and one of the things wasn't sewing related, but I might need that to drink when I'm sewing if it gets that bad. But the other thing was this lovely notebook, and it says, "A lady never discusses the size of her fabric stash," and I think that is quite lovely. It's plain inside, so I can write down all my bits. That would be quite handy for writing down vlogs or for writing down fabric that I want to use for projects. And then another item I'd asked for was this one, and I'd seen this book when I went to the retreat. That retreat has got a lot to answer for. Sam had this one, and it is so illustrated, and it's by Minki, Kim and Kristen, Esser, and it's this one. And there's loads of lovely projects. There's 16 in total, and they're all embroidery. I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to show you well on the camera, but if I show you one that I really like the look of, if I can find it. I didn't use my little stickers, did I? It's this one, and it's got a nice sewing machine on it as well, and it actually comes with the paper at the back, and it helps you transfer the actual images onto your canvas or the fabric you're going to use. So I really like that idea, and I would like to make some bits that are non-garment this year for the home. So that was a really lovely present. I'm still going. And another, this one, this is a bit of a cheeky gift because my son is really into computers and he wanted a brand new keyboard and mouse from us for Christmas. And while I was doing the order on Currys, this popped up and said, you may like this. And I thought, actually, that's a really good idea. I could have this on my sewing desk. And it's not a sewing thing as such, but it is this USB cup warmer. And I don't know about you, but there's so many times when my lovely husband makes me a cup of tea and I forget to drink it because it's gone too cold. I don't want it then. So this, you plug into your USB and it keeps it as warm as when you're given it. So I thought that was quite useful. My daughter saw these and it's a 6-pack ribbon box. I think she likes them so much she got them so that she can borrow some. But they're really pretty. I've left them in the box, but there's some lovely Christmas themed ones and then you've got some plain ones, so they'd be nice for some trims, I think. And what else did I get? Oh yes, one of my friends bought me some stickers from Hobbycraft because she knows I like them. It's double-sided, so she actually bought me 2 packs. So I'm going to have fun finding a home for all of those, but they're really good. They're from Hobbycraft and they were £3 she left the price on, but I knew that one because that was on my little wish list that she'd asked me for. But I thought they were really lovely just to add a bit of decor to my sewing things. And I also got, these are quite heavy actually, some hemming clips for quilting supplies. And if I show you one, they're quite big. You can see that. But I thought they would be really handy to keep things together because I have got a quilt that's been on the go for probably about 10 years. Yes, that's my longest whip. I've confessed it now. But I thought they would help me get it all out the way when I'm quilting it because I'm just literally using the machine to run up and down. Another gift I've got loads of bits in here actually. This is something I've wanted for a long while and it's a fabric glue pen, and they also do refills that come with it, and I thought these would be really handy for when I'm putting labels on bags and things, because if you pin it sometimes that doesn't work, and obviously you can't sew over your pins, can you? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. So this is really handy just to sort of temporarily stick it while you're sewing it on. So that was a really handy present. I've been really spoilt this year, I have to say. But everyone knows how much I love sewing, so I'm quite easy to buy for, really. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is a Secret Santa. I took part in their Secret Sewing Swap, which was run by Vicky from What Vicky Makes. And again, I cannot remember her name. I think it's Gemma from Sewing in Pyjamas. And I had this gift arrive just before Christmas, but I waited till Christmas Day. And you could put a wish list down, but obviously it was nice to receive other things as well. So in this box, it was quite packed. I got quite a few little gifts, and they obviously knew me well because one of the things they bought me was my favourite colour. So I got this lovely cross-stitch flag, and it says "Grow Your Own Way," which I think is lovely, and that would look great on my pegboard. And then I got some chocolate coins and a chai spice tea, which would be nice. And then I got this purple snood, and it says "Out of the Blue Grown-Ups." I think that's a company and they're from Scotland, but she got me this lovely purple snood. So I'm really looking forward to wearing that. And then on my wish list, I'd asked for a wooden seam roller, and this one's from Quilted Bear, who I love shopping at. So I was really pleased with that one. So that was a lovely surprise. And I think that was it. But I think I've done quite well, don't you? So now I've shown you, I can put them all away in my sewing room, which needs a very big tidy at the moment. So as well as receiving gifts, I did make a few gifts this year, not as many as I normally do, but that's because one of them was quite a big make again. I've just run out of time. But I showed you last week I'd made my lovely friend Claire the Bestie bag, so I'll put that there again to show you. And I also made a Sew Over It Totepack, which I think I did show you in a previous video, but that was for my lovely friend who's walking around with crutches at the moment. And then I actually made some face wipes, which was from lovely Sam from Sew Let Sparkle with Sam, and I followed her tutorial again and I made those, and I'll put that on the screen. And they were for a lovely friend of mine who loves coffee like me and also sewing, and she does travel a lot for work, so I thought they were a great gift. And also I used my Cricut machine and I made a few mugs using my sublimation printer. Now I've only got a picture of one of those and it's this one, but I did make a few of those and I really enjoyed doing that because I actually got to use my Cricut machine for once. I haven't used it for so long and I forgot how much I enjoyed it, so I did also make some Christmas cards with it. Talking about Christmas cards, I was part of the virtual sewing room Christmas card swap, and unfortunately the lady I did the swap with, neither of us received each other's cards. Now we don't know what happened with them because she lives in Ireland, but she was in the UK when she posted the card to me, and obviously I posted hers to her home address. And I'm going to show you what I made because it was really lovely, but I don't know what's happened to it. There's been a few things recently that have gone missing, so I think it was just the extreme pressure on the mail service to deliver everything, so it must be somewhere, but I don't know where, and I forgot to put my address on the back of the envelope, which doesn't help. But I really enjoyed making that, and Jenny was really lovely and sent out an extra card to both of us so that we had one for Christmas, and it had a lovely note in it and it did make me smile. So it was worth doing and I'll definitely do that again next year. I've got to show you the stockings I made for my daughter's friends, and as they've got them, here they are in photo form. So Boxing Day, we got up and we spent the day with family. I would have said to you that I was working Boxing Day night, but I managed to, while I was there, buy a couple of fabrics, and I can only show you one because the other one I'm making as a present for my friend Claire, and because I know she watches this, I can't show you. But Knighton Fabrics were having a Boxing Day sale and it was starting at 11 AM. So for some reason my alarm didn't go off, and I'd seen one particular fabric I really wanted to get hold of, and luckily there was still some left. Now when I first received this one, I thought it had white squares on it, and you'll see what I mean when I show you. But when it arrived, I was a bit disappointed to start with, I'll be honest. But I've actually realised that having it white probably wouldn't have been so practical anyway. So it's this one. And it is a checked brushed French terry. And this was on offer, 3 meters for £6. And I haven't washed it yet, but it is really lovely and soft on this side. And then that's the back, which is the typical characteristic of a French terry. So I bought this with the intention of making a Connie Shacket, so I just need to wash it now. But I was really chuffed with that, and like I say, to start with, you'll see it's definitely not white squares. It was meant to be like a lilac and then a dark grey and a white, but I think that would actually be better like this than white, because if I'm wearing it as an outer shirt I can see it getting quite mucky. So that was my bargain, and like I say, I did buy something else, but I'll show you that once I've made it and Claire has received it. After Boxing Day I worked the nights, 2 night shifts, So then when I got up Saturday, I joined the virtual sewing room for a session. Still half asleep and in my pyjamas, but nobody judges you there. And I started sewing a bit more of my husband's gift. Now you may recall I talked about this last time, and I was very secretive because I didn't want him to know what I was making him. But good news is, after doing another session on the Monday with virtual sewing room, and today being New Year's Eve, I managed to finally finish it this morning. Hooray! Because I was determined not to have to still have it next year to make. So I didn't want another whip on my pile. So I'm going to insert a little clip here of my husband opening his gift, just so you can see his response, and then I'll show you it and some of the features. Right, okay, so you finally got one of your Christmas gifts.
I got an overlocker bag.
You're so funny. You bought me that for Christmas.
That looks like exactly like the one I bought you.
Well, he doesn't know what it is. He's heard a few swear words come out the room, but...
Just a few. Right.
Go on then.
I love the material.
Well, you know, I got that for you because you are a Star Wars fan.
Cool. What the hell is that?
I don't know, you tell me. You said
you
about
got
that
a dressing
shirt.
gown?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, that is sick.
I had to guess on sizing because the last one I did was for Nathan, as you know, and he's 6'4", and you've shrunk a bit, haven't you? You're 5'11".
Oh,
Don't forget the ties.
Cool.
They are a feature. So you have to tie them up first so it sits right, hopefully, and then
wow.
tie the belt up. Haven't done pockets because I weren't sure where to place them because your arms, and I'm hoping it's not too long. I did shorten the arms a bit because my son's a lot.
Oh, that is so cool.
Alright, do you like it?
Oh, amazing.
Don't forget the neck. Oh. That was the bane of my life, that one. Just twist it over. That's it. Come here. Turn it around. Oh, goodness me. And you've got a hook to hang it up with as well.
That is...
So I'll just take a picture of the back for everyone to see. Oh my goodness, where's the belt?
Oh,
that's better. There you go.
Wow, that is amazing. Give
us another twirl. Go on then. That'll keep you warm, won't it? And it's got your favourite spaceship on it.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. So tell the viewers what you think.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much.
That's alright, I can get on with mine now.
Oh.
I can get on with my projects now, can't I?
Brilliant, thank you.
You are more than welcome. Don't say I don't ever make you anything.
I can't now.
So here it is. It's massive. As you can see, I had great fun when that was on my sewing table. So this fabric I've had for about 2.5 years, and there was always the intention of making something for my husband, but initially I was thinking of the Billy hooded blanket, but then I thought actually I think he could do with the dressing gown rather than a hooded blanket, so I changed my mind, and it is the Arbutus Robe by Helen's Closet. And if you have been watching me for a while, you'll know I put myself through this when I was making one for my son last Christmas, so I still haven't learned my lesson. I think I need to make it when it's not such a busy time of the year, because I really wanted to get it done for Christmas Day and it just wasn't going to happen. But the fabric I used was classed as a fleece back jersey, and for that reason, to start with, I was using Maraflex thread because I thought it might stretch, but near the end I actually thought it doesn't stretch much, so I could get away with normal thread, and that's what I did because I was getting low on Maraflex thread. I decided to use white even for the top stitching, which hopefully you'll be able to see on that facing, and I had some Star Wars ribbon that I used for the ties. And I think this label just sums up the whole make, because there were a few issues I come across. Obviously I got over them. One was the collar facing. I think it just unfortunately did stretch out a bit because it was on the bias, but I solved that. And also the cuffs, again, I think I had this issue last time where I would have been better off doing it from the wrong side to the right side and sewing it in, but I sewed it in the ditch. So that was my gift for my husband. I finally finished it and it was worth it when I saw his face. The fleeceback jersey cost me £6 a metre and I had 4 metres, and it did have a massive white band for the selvage, so I've actually kept that because I thought that would come in handy for if I do any more stockings next Christmas, for the bands at the top. So I didn't have any waste from that fabric. I've literally got a tiny piece of it that I'm sure I'll find a use for. So it was a really good use up of some of my stash. So plans for this week, well, New Year's Eve tonight, so I'll be spending it with my family and we're going to have a few games and food, but I probably won't make it till midnight because I'm up at 5:30 tomorrow morning for work. So tomorrow we'll be working and probably not much else. And then I'm actually on annual leave for 6 days. So it's really nice because my husband and children are still off from school and work until next week. So I get to spend quite a nice few days with them where we're not rushing around getting ready for Christmas. So that is really good, and I'm sure I'll be going in the sewing room at some point too. On Friday we're celebrating our wedding anniversary and it is 22 years. So we're going out to King's Lynn and my husband will be dropping me off for a couple of hours with Walpole because they've got their 3rd year birthday, and we're going to have a cup of tea or coffee and cake, and then my husband and I will go off somewhere and probably have lunch. So that will be a nice day. And then on Saturday I'm going to be getting ready to travel up to Lincoln, and I'm going to be seeing my other brother because I saw one of my brothers last weekend, and then I'm going to see my brother who lives in Lincoln on Saturday, spending the night. And then on Sunday I'm going to the first Scothan social of the year with the lovely Emma, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to be cutting out, hopefully, the Connie Shacket by Ellie and Mac, and that one will be for my daughter, and then I might even cut out the one with the fabric I've just shown you and make myself one. So might be doing some batch sewing as well. So it's the first time I've used the pattern, so that and a social mixed together might not go quite well, but it's just lovely to go there and see everybody, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then on Monday I am going to actually sit and plan what I'd like to make for the rest of January and cut out quite a few things so that I can just pick them up and sew them when I get a chance. So that would be nice to sit and plan everything. And I've actually made, I don't know if you have, but I've made a New Year's resolution this year. I don't tend to do it very often because I like to think that if I decide to do something, it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the year. But I really want to be more organised with my time at home. So now I've reduced my hours back to my old role, I feel that I can do this better. And I bought myself a big A1 planner so I can actually see past just 1 week at a time. I'm a very visual person in lots of things, so I think this will help me plan better and not overdo it, if that's the right word. Because I do find I spread myself a bit too thin sometimes and say yes to everything and then regret it when I'm exhausted at the end of it all. So I'm hoping this will help me and make me feel happier about it all. So that's it really. So all I'd like to say is Happy New Year to everybody. I hope 2025 brings you lots of happiness, and I really am grateful to everybody who supported me in the last year. And please comment below, like and subscribe, put on your notifications if you don't already, and then you don't miss anything I release. And if you can find time to sew in the next week, make it so. Bye for now.